Hi guys. So jumping on here today, we're going to talk about 5 simple ways to start taking action on your goals. So this is something that I have been passionate about, is following my hopes and dreams and goals. And what I have found along the way is that I am definitely a perfectionist. So if something isn't going perfectly, then I'll just abort the mission. I'm also a procrastinator. I'm waiting for everything to be perfect before I start, but then I never start. So over the past couple years in coaching women on learning how to love themselves exactly as they are and fulfilling their hopes and dreams and goals, these are some of the core techniques that I have used on myself and now I use on my clients. So I wanted to jump on today and just do like a little teaching on the 5 simple ways to start taking action on your goals. So I wanted to talk about, first of all, why are your goals important? So I worked with a business coach a couple years ago, Amber Liliestrom, and she always says, if the dream is in you, it's for you. And that just always hits me in the heart, because your dreams were implanted in you when you were born, right? Like, you came into this world as a unique being. And if you dream about going to space or writing a best-selling novel, or you dream about being a neurosurgeon or making art or dancing on Broadway or being a school teacher or a nurse, or you dream about getting married and having a couple kids, or you just dream about traveling the world, right? Whatever it is, I want you to really start thinking about your dreams today. I want you to pick one dream that's been on your heart. Also, this is morbid, but I'm just going to put it out there. I'm sure you've heard this before, that, someone said that, the richest place, not the richest place in the world, but like the place filled with so many dreams is actually cemeteries, because so many people die with their dreams still inside them. I'm just throwing it out there, because sometimes we just need that like snap of reality, like, listen, sister, listen, brother, what dream is in you, and why haven't you started taking any action steps to bring it to fruition? Another thing I want to bring up is that New Year's resolutions, right? I did a thing at the beginning of this year on like a 21-day goal setting challenge, because the problem with New Year's resolutions is that people look at 365 days and they think, okay, this is the year that I'm going to work out 3 times a day, and I'm going to eat healthy, and I'm going to lose 25 pounds, and I'm going to save $10,000, and this is the year I'm going to do this, right? And then by like mid-February, I actually wrote this down. They said that like 80% of resolutions have just gone to the wayside by mid-February, and then like the rest kind of trickle off. And then people just find themselves like in March, April, here we are like the end of May, not having gotten any closer to those dreams. And then what happens? People just kind of like push it to the side, and they're like, yeah, like they'll just wait till next year. Like all of a sudden it'll be next, New Year's Eve, or this New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2021. And people will be like, okay, here we go. This is the year that I am going to work out 3 times a week and eat healthier and lose 25 pounds and save $10,000. Right? And what happens? The same thing. And then the next New Year's Eve comes, and then the next and then you find yourself like in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 30s, like you find yourself like frustrated with life, not happy, anxious, depressed, numbing out with whatever it is that you numb out with: alcohol, drugs, sex, whatever it is, like, scrolling, shopping, gambling, things that aren't bringing you true hope and peace and joy. So we're going to crush that today, okay? So we're going to go over the 5 goals. I'm going to write it here on my board, so hopefully you guys can see it. Okay. So the first step in truly taking action on your goals is you're going to pick one goal. Okay. So you're going to pick one goal. It almost looks like that's permanent marker, but it's not. Okay, you're going to pick one goal. Why pick one, right? Because we get so overwhelmed, like I was just talking about, right? Weight loss, eating, saving money, finding a partner, going back to school, like trying to have a baby, like whatever it is, we just think of like all of the goals that we want, right? But then what happens when you're trying to do 10 things at once? What happens? Nothing gets done really well. Anybody else like throwing in some laundry, like starting the dishwasher, like trying to make dinner, like answering the phone, what happens? The dinner burns, like the laundry, you forgot to put the detergent in, the dishwasher, like you didn't even turn it on, and now you have no clean dishes for dinner, and then people in your house are running around, or the kids are yelling, or your spouse or your pets, and then you drop your phone on the stove in the bowl of soup that you were trying to make, and your phone is ruined, right? That's what happens when we do a million things at once. But that's what we're trained to do, right? We're multitaskers, and we pride ourselves on that. Like, oh, I do like a million things at once. But then nothing gets done well. So you're going to pick one goal. The thing is, you're also going to be specific about your goal. Now, I'm sure you've heard of like SMART goals. You can Google that if you want. But you're going to be specific. And don't mind me as I look down here at my notes. So being specific, you're not going to say, I'm going to lose weight this year. Okay, are you going to lose a pound? Like, you have a whole year to lose 1 pound. Like, you could probably do that. No, you're going to say, I want to lose 20 pounds in 4 months. In 4 months from today, I want to be 20 pounds lighter. So that's about 5 pounds a month, exactly, if that's how you want to look at it. So you're going to say, I'm going to lose 5 pounds a month over the next 4 months, so that at the end of 4 months, I'm 20 pounds lighter. Okay, that is what being specific is all about. Because we can say, I want to eat healthier. I want to work out more. What does that mean, work out more? What does eat healthier mean? Healthy is different for most people. Some people are vegetarian, vegan, some people eat meat. Some people, like, eating healthier is just not having the ice cream after dinner. But maybe during the day, they're still not eating great, or getting McDonald's or Burger King. So not having the ice cream after dinner, but still eating Burger King during the day is not healthier in most people's standards, right? So you're going to be specific. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to visualize it. Visualize it. Okay, so visualization. When you visualize something, okay, so we're just going to go with this weight loss goal because that's, what a lot of people have in their life is a weight loss goal. It's one of the number one New Year's resolutions, actually. So you're going to visualize it. So you're like, okay, 4 months from now, I'm going to be 20 pounds lighter, right? Maybe you have an outfit in your closet that you've been wanting to wear, but it doesn't fit right now. But if you lost those 20 pounds, you can wear it. Let's say you have a special event coming up in 4 months, like a wedding or a high school reunion, whatever that might be. So then you're going to start to visualize it. Like, okay, in 4 months, when I'm 20 pounds lighter, I'm going to feel like when I walk up the stairs, like I'm breathing a little bit easier. Like I'm going to feel like when I'm in the shower, like washing my body, I'm proud of you for doing the work and losing the weight. And then when you put on that outfit, you're going to feel like, oh, I feel good in this outfit. Like you're smiling and you feel like your shoulders are back, right? And then what does it even like smell like? Like what is the whole mood around it? Like I feel like I'm just on cloud 9. Like I feel excited. Like how does that feel? I feel like chills in my body, right? I feel like when I go out and people notice, they're going to say, you know what? Like you look great, and you're going to feel that from them, and you're going to feel the love and take it in and say, thank you so much. I've been working really hard these last 4 months to lose this weight. So that's what visualizing it means. Because so many times we just have these dreams, these goals, right? Like I'm going to lose 20 pounds and then you just say, and then that's it. But there's like nothing like around it. Like, why wouldn't you want to celebrate that about, visualizing how it's going to feel? Like they say people that, very successful people, like winners in life, like they visualize winning the race, right? Like a swimmer visualizes winning the race, or, you know, a marathoner visualizes like crossing the finish line. They'll visualize them at mile 13. They'll visualize themselves like mile 20. They'll visualize themselves like at mile 1, right? They'll visualize themselves at the water stops. They'll visualize themselves like stopping to go to the bathroom. I've never run a marathon, but I've heard stories. I've run a half marathon. So visualizing what it will feel like to accomplish it. So you also want to think about like your why when you are visualizing it. So I heard this story once about a man who came to a personal trainer. And this man was probably like, you know, maybe like 50-ish, like roughly. And he said, I want to get back to the weight I was in college. So the personal trainer was like, okay, that was like, you know, 30 years ago. So what was your weight then? What is your weight now? What's the difference? How much, you know, do you have to lose? In what time frame? So he was like, why do you want to lose the weight? And he's like, just so that, like, you know, it's healthier. I know it's healthier for you. So he's like, well, is that important to you? Like, who told you it's healthy? You, everybody, my doctor, everybody. Okay, so why is that important to you? Well, because then, like, you know, I'll like, you know, just feel better, like when I'm walking around, or like I'll fit into like better clothes. Okay, why? Like, why is that important? You know? And then he said, I wrote all these things down. Like, he was saying, like, you know, because then maybe like, you know, my heart will like be healthier, or, you know, maybe I can like go off one of my blood pressure medications. Okay, like now we're getting somewhere. Like, okay, that's a good reason, you know, but why? Like, is that enough? Like, going off one blood pressure medication, is that going to be enough for you to show up at the gym X amount of times per week, even when it's raining or snowing or you're tired, and then to continue that mindset at home when you're eating or working out at home on yourself? So as the trainer dug deeper, and he said, like, why do you want to get back to your college weight? Like, was there something in college that, like, you know, you're reminded of now? Like, it's 30 years later. And finally the man said, I want to be able to be here to walk my daughter down the aisle when she gets married. And I feel like I could get so emotional thinking about that, you know, because then the trainer was like, that's why you want to lose the weight. Yeah, getting healthier, good for your heart, going off a blood pressure medication, like fitting into a pair of jeans or whatever. But like, because you want to be alive and there to walk your daughter down the aisle when she gets married, and then dance at her wedding and dance on the dance floor and feel good and be able to breathe and move. That's why. So when people talk about what is your why, like, it's that kind of stuff, people. My business coach, my old business coach, Amber Liliestrom, I talk about her all the time because she's amazing. She always says your why is what makes you weep. Okay? That is a quotable. Okay, so moving on to number 2, the second step that you can take to start really taking action on your goals. So number 2 is to write it down. 2. I actually like the thicker side of this. I'm going to do this. Write it down. And I was doing some research about this, and I came up with this from the Harvard Health Publishing, as in one of the articles I was reading, that when you write down your goals, you are 42% more likely to achieve them. 42%. That's pretty freaking amazing if you ask me, right? Like, most people, like I said, with New Year's resolutions, by mid-February, 80% of the resolutions are gone to the wayside, and then they just kind of trickle off. How many people have kept their New Year's resolutions all year, right? So when you write it down, and I'm not talking about just putting it in your phone, because our phone is so easy to access. Yes, I'm just going to put it in the notes, or even like your laptop. I'm just going to jot it in here. Now, my handwriting is horrible, so I'd rather do it on my laptop or my phone. But when you write it down, actually something happens in your brain when you take pen to paper and you actually start writing your thoughts. Because I know what I have found is so many times I start writing and then another thought comes up. And then, oh, right, remember this. Oh, another thought, right? So writing it down. So, because they say that your brain is taking active participation. When you just have it up here, like, yeah, I'm going to save $5,000, for vacation or for Christmas, and I'm going to lose some weight, and I'm going to like eat healthier. No, it's swimming up there with like, got to take the kids to soccer, our anniversary dinner's coming up. I have to volunteer at this event. I have to go get my vaccine. What are we doing this summer? Are we renting a house? I have to make dinner for the kids. I have to do laundry. Like it gets so like just entangled up here that like that's why it doesn't come to fruition. So what are the tasks and steps to getting there, right? So let's say like, let's go with the weight loss, analogy of like, let's say, okay, I want to lose like 5 pounds a month. What would like the first thing would be like call a trainer. Like, okay, so who do I know? Like, who do I know? Have I used someone before? Is there someone like, is there a gym near me that I can go and, set up a time with this trainer to start planning this out, right? And then maybe like the next thing is, see about a gym membership. Right? Like, what are the gyms near me? What are they charging? Is that realistic that I'm going to get to the gym? Or like everybody has built like a home gym in their house during COVID. So, working out at home. So you see, as you start to write things down, it starts to get your mind going, like maybe the third thing would be, setting aside money for that. Like, do I have the money to pay for a trainer? Like once you call the trainer and let's say the trainer says, okay, I charge $45 an hour. Number 3 is the money. Do I have the money to invest in a trainer who's going to help me plan my workouts and get my workouts done so that I can lose the weight? Because like, if you don't have the money, like if that is definitely not something that is in the cards for you right now, then it doesn't matter about calling the trainer. It doesn't matter about seeing about the gym membership because you don't have the money to do it right now. So you see, as you start to write things down, you get more of an idea. What's next? And then you're going to write it down at the beginning of each week, like what your goals are. So let's say that you have set it up with the trainer and all that good stuff. Like at the beginning of each week, like you could either do Monday morning or Sunday night. I love Sunday nights for like writing out my goals. You can say, okay, so this week I'm going to the gym Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Right? In my calendar, I put workout of the day, WOD, with a little box, like for the whole month on my days off, right? Because I know that those are the days I'm going to get my workouts in. So when you write it down, like, okay, Monday, Tuesday, Friday. So let's say something comes up in your life, right? Like, let's say you work out at 6 o'clock in the morning, during the week. Let's say that something happens like on Tuesday morning, you have to bring a friend to the airport, she asks you to bring her to the airport and you need to pick her up at 6 a.m. Then like, okay, I'm not going to be able to fit it in that day, right? And then maybe you look and see, maybe I can do it another day this week because life is going to happen, guys. And this is the thing, like when I talk about setting our goals, like, and then life comes in and is like, oh, hey, like COVID-19 came in. It was like, oh, what's up? I'm just going to like turn the entire world upside down for a year or more, right? So when you don't have it planned, then when something comes in, it just buries it even more. But when you have it planned, even when life comes in, it's like, okay, maybe this week I can work out on Saturday morning, because we're going to be home this weekend and I can get my workout in. So I'm still getting my 3 days in. Okay. Now the next thing is like every morning you could do like a quick 2-minute check-in, right? Like while you're getting ready for work or whatever you're doing while you're in the shower, right? Perfect time while you're in the shower. 2 minutes. Everybody has 2 minutes, right? While you're in the shower, you're like, okay, so how's today going? Like, let's say it's Monday and you're like, okay, I'm going to work out. I'm like pretending that I'm like soaping up, like I'm in the shower. You're like, okay, I'm going to get my workout in today at 6 o'clock. And then, I have my first call at 9 o'clock this morning and I have a couple calls during the day. I did want to see if I could get out to ShopRite today to get something for dinner tonight. If not, we could just have, you know, the leftovers in the refrigerator. Boom, done. 2-minute check-in for your day, how your day is going to go. All right, so that was step 2. I hope that you guys are liking this. I definitely can't wait to hear your comments. Okay, so step 3, this is the fun part. You're going to pick an accountability partner. So step 3, accountability. You see my handwriting is just for the birds. Okay, so what I want to say about having an accountability partner. 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be your best friend, your mom, your sister, your spouse, your roommate. Why is that? It's not because they don't love you and want the best for you, but they're not really invested like in you following your goals, right? Like if you want to go to the gym 3 days a week, like, are you going to leave that up to like your mom or your cousin who lives in California, or even your partner? Like, do you expect your partner to like in the morning, like, okay, honey, it's time to get up. You really have to go to the gym. Okay, I'm actually going to sit you up. I'm actually going to start pushing you out of bed, or have someone call you at 6 a.m. and like jerk you out of bed. It's like, oh, hey girl, it's time to go to the gym. Bye. No, finding an accountability partner, it's best to find someone who is also on a path to pursuing a goal of their own. Doesn't have to be the same goal, but they are on a path to pursuing a goal. So they know what it's like to have to be committed and dedicated, have to show up, and also are going to also deal with the same struggles when life throws something at you. So I talk about that. So finding someone who's working towards a goal because they may be facing similar challenges as you, right? Because how fun is it? I was in like a little mastermind group with 3 other women, and we just, you know, created it together. And the 4 of us met every other Monday for a couple months, like, and we would just check in with each other because we're all growing our businesses and they're all different and we do different things. But it was a time to come together and say, like, I'm really struggling with this in my business. I'm struggling with this on social media. What is the best tool you use for this? Have you ever encountered this in your business, right? And to have feedback from people that are going down the same road as you is just, it is so, what is the word I'm looking for? Like, when I'm talking about priceless, like it's priceless to have that person. So this way, it's a 2-way street. You're benefiting because obviously they're holding you accountable, but then you're holding them accountable, right? And that's like a beautiful relationship to form with someone. Okay, so I know that was a quick one. Obviously, I dive like much deeper into these, like with my clients and my one-to-one coaching, which I want to let you know I have spots open for my one-to-one coaching program. So it's a 3-month container. We meet once a week on Zoom. And it's just so fun because I help you reach your hopes and dreams and goals. This is what I do as a life coach. I've also been a nurse for 21 years, a pediatric nurse, and I also have my personal training certification. I'm all about the mind, body, and the spirit. Okay, so number 4 is to plan for small steps. So number 4, plan for small steps. Okay, so what does that mean? It means this, right? Think about when you've watched a, 8, 9, 10-month-old, 11-month-old, 12-month-old start to learn how to walk, right? No infant ever like stood up for the first time, took his or her first step, and then that was it. They were like, yeah, it was just, I don't even have to hold his hand. He like never fell. He never hit his head. Like, yeah, no. That's why they say that that they walk like that, right? When babies are learning how to walk, year old or so, that they kind of like walk a little funny because they're learning how to walk. And guess what? That first step, how excited do parents and aunts and uncles get about that first step? Like, oh my God, he took his first step. Do you have it on video? Send it to me. Send it to me. And it's like, they're literally standing and they take that first step and then they fall and everybody's like, oh my God, he did it. Nobody expects him to be up and walking that day. Like it could take weeks or months until he's actually like walking on his own. Okay, that's how we were born. That's how we grow. That's the natural path of learning how to walk. Okay, we don't remember that time in our lives, but we did that. We took one small step, and then we took a second one, and a third, and a fourth. And the next thing you know, you're just walking. Right? So why are we so hard on ourselves with something like goals? We think we have to take this massive step. Like, okay, I am going to, I'm going to like eat salad 5 days a week because like I want to lose weight. And so like, I'm going to go to the food store and I'm going to buy like everything for my salad. I'm going to buy like all new salad containers. And then like, I'm going to buy a scale to like weigh everything that I put in my salad. And then I'm just going to eat salad 5 days a week. And there's never going to be an exception. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that for like 3 months. Like for the next 90 days, it's all I'm going to do. Really? Do you know anybody that has ever stuck by that? Or do you think that's realistic? Like, unless you're living in a cabin in the middle of Montana, like, I don't even know, I've never been to Montana, but like, you work from home, you never like ever go out, like you live alone, like you don't have any family or friends that ever want to like go out to lunch or see you, or like you never get sick or like need to like go to the doctor or like have a day where you like aren't in the house for lunch. Like I don't think that's realistic. But we set these goals, like we think it's gonna happen. And then like we go to the store and we buy everything for the salad and we buy all the new containers and we get excited and then we look up recipes. Then Monday comes and we like make an amazing salad for lunch and it's so good and we tell everybody about it. We take pictures and put it on Instagram if you're like me. And then maybe even Tuesday you do it, right? But then Wednesday you like didn't have the time to make it. And then like all of a sudden you're like, I don't even know if I want it. And then you're like, I guess I'll just have like a yogurt or like whatever. I'll make a peanut butter and jelly. And then you're like, I'm a failure. Yeah, like I'm a failure. So that's it. There goes my hopes and dreams and goals. I need to take some water here because I know I'm getting like amped up. The problem with thinking we have to take the biggest leap in the world, it's not realistic. It's not going to last. So you're taking the small steps. You're taking the small steps and finding like what time of day works, right? Like if you work out, if that's your goal is to work out 3 times a week, look at your calendar. Look at your day. Like if your friend goes to yoga or boot camp and at 6 o'clock in the morning, but like you're a nurse like me in a pediatric same-day surgery unit and you have to be at work at 6. I can't be like, all right, girl, 3 days a week, I'm going to meet you there at 6. And then like tomorrow morning, she's like texting me like, where are you? I thought you were going to be here. You're like, I had to work. Why did you say you'll be here at 6? Well, I don't know. Like what? Like find the time that's going to work, right? If it's like 7 p.m. at night, if it's noon, if it's when your kid is sleeping, if it's during your lunch break, you're working from home, if it's after you put the kids to sleep, if it's like during their bath time and your husband's, doing the bath and the bedtime routine, or like you don't have kids, but it's like the time of day where you're like, no, I usually sit and like watch a Netflix movie, but like this is the time I'm actually going to start working out. Like at 5 o'clock, 3 days a week, I'm doing my workout at home and then I can get ready for dinner, right? Realistic goals. And then I love the expression we all know, how do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time, small steps. Okay, the last one here and we'll wrap it up is, so here we go. Number 5 on tips to start taking action on your goals. Execute and stay consistent. Okay. Execute and stay consistent. Execute. Start. Just start. Right? So many times we're waiting to start, like we're waiting to get ready. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready to start going to the gym. I don't even have any cute gym clothes. I'm just going to like go shopping and buy some more cute gym clothes and then I'll be ready. But then I need to buy some, gym shoes. And I've heard people say, this is true. People say like, I just want to lose some weight first before I go to the gym so that I'll feel better. when I'm at the gym and we're just waiting until we're ready. You're never going to be ready, right? People say like, you're never going to be ready to have a kid. You're never going to be ready to like take that leap and leave your 9 to 5 to start your dream job. You're never going to be ready to be like, I'm totally ready for this. I mean, you could think that you're somewhat ready, but for like the big things in life, like maybe I'll go back to school, but I'm just not ready yet. I'm just going to work like another like 2 or like 20 years. And then like maybe I'll be ready to go back to school. Like I just want to get a little bit more under my belt. I'm not ready yet to take that class, right? I'm not ready yet to like, you know, start dating again. I'm just going to kind of like watch a couple movies and like maybe I'll read some self-help books and like build myself up because like I'm not ready. I've been there, you guys, in so many of those scenarios where I was just waiting and waiting and waiting. The thing is that with your hopes and dreams and goals, one of the most important things that we have to know, right, is that we're going to fail. We're going to fail. And for someone who's a perfectionist and likes things done a certain way and likes control, I don't like to fail. I got an F on a paper in high school because I plagiarized the Cliff Notes. Okay, I failed. I mean, my teacher just put a big old F, like circled with the red pen, and she called me in after class. I was an AB student, like honor roll, like really good kid, like never got in trouble, like never got detention, and I got an F. Okay. Then it was like, all right, well, that wasn't a good idea to plagiarize the Cliff Notes. Okay, so, but anyway, like failure is part of life. Like all the people that you think about that are successful, and like Oprah. Do you think Oprah never failed? The thing with successful people is that they just got up each time after they failed and kept trying, right? So knowing that you're going to fail and that it's part of the lesson to get you where you want to be is one of the most important lessons that we have to learn and know. And then staying consistent, because life is going to happen. So you work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The next week comes, you work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Someone surprises you and wants to take you out to lunch. They haven't seen you in a while because of COVID, and then you can't work out that day. Monday, you get back in the saddle and you work out again. You don't just say, well, there goes the whole year. No, that's the mentality of people that never get closer to their hopes and dreams and goals. So anyway, I know I've gone on here. I wanted to keep it more short and sweet and let you guys know that if you feel like I want more, like I'd love to learn more, I have a goal that's on my heart that I want to get closer to, send me a message, drop it right here. You can send me a message privately. You can find me anywhere, social media, Katie Carroll Coaching. Come over to my website, katiecarrollcoaching.com. You can schedule a free discovery call with me. Like I said, my one-to-one program is open for coaching, and I just can't wait to meet you. So thank you so much for being here, you guys, and hopefully we'll talk soon. Okay, bye-bye.